It's Mike with Willey & Company. Thank you for visiting the channel and checking out another one of our videos. Today I have a video for you about a replacement septic system that we did recently. And it kind of shows you the things that can come up with a septic system, especially a replacement septic system, and why it's so important to choose a company that's experienced and knows the ins and outs of what can come up with a replacement septic system, or any septic system for that matter. We're going to show you this video about this replacement, and the things that can pop up are absolutely, you just never know. And in this video, we have everything from electric lines to irrigation to phone lines, cable lines. You just never know, and it is incredibly important that you hire a company like ours, and there's very few companies that have the capabilities like ours to be able to handle these kinds of situations, and handle them in a manner that is going to still be efficient, and handle them in a way that's not going to cost you a bunch of time, money, stress, and problems. So check this video out and see what you think.
The sun is shining above Laurel, Delaware today. It's going to make for an awesome job. Let's talk a little bit about what we need to do in order to make sure our job runs smoothly. It all starts in the very beginning when we first get the job, and that comes with our office researching everything they can possibly research about this job site. And they work together with me with site visits that I'm doing for utilities, and we'll work together to find out with the owner or any past owners any utility conflicts as far as, do we have a power line running through the yard? Do we have phone lines? Do we have fiber optic lines in certain cases? Cable lines? Do we have private utilities that the homeowner has had installed? Here you can see with any replacement, we have an existing septic system we have to get rid of. And that starts with pumping the sewage out, and then we'll cave the old tank in, or old cesspool. In this case, it's a concrete tank. Sometimes we have old metal tanks in which we have to dispose of. And here we're doing research on the property as we get crews on site, and we spend a lot of our mornings on replacements doing a lot of this kind of thing. We're staging materials and finding things that come up as far as wires, irrigation, landscaping sometimes needs to be dealt with, sometimes moved. And here you can see the power company has now showed up on site, and they are going to help us. Today what we're going to need to do is turn the power off, and now we're abandoning that old septic tank. We got it pumped dry, and now we're going to go ahead and we crush the top of it in, and we'll fill it in with dirt. So anytime you stick a big bucket like that in the ground, you start digging the ground all up, you never know what you're going to find with a house that has been constructed over 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years ago. There's been multiple owners, and each owner has decided to do a project here or a project there, and you just never know. We have run into some very strange things over the years. A little bit of an odd case here where we have the two main tank providers in the area on the same job. Permit requirements kind of required it, so it's a bit different, but there it is. Power company now going up to disconnect the power from the house, because in our preparation for this job, we did find out that we are most likely going to hit this power line. And it runs right through the middle of the front yard, which is right where this septic system's going. So we lined that up, as well as lining up a private electrician to make repairs to that line in the yard as necessary. That preparation, guys, that's really key. That's how you make sure that you know what problems to anticipate and how to deal with them when they occur. Another one that comes up often is sewer elevations. You can see here, that's sewer elevation. The septic systems are only allowed to be at a certain depth or elevation in the ground. So if your sewer elevation, which is existing coming out of the house, is too deep, you need a lift station. And that is a big deal as far as making sure you have the lift station on site when you're doing the install. In this case, we knew it and we had it on site. They're going to go ahead and get the septic tank in the ground, get it leveled up, and then we'll put the lift station in because we knew we had an elevation issue. We'll get that all plumbed up and we'll move on. Next problem we're going to find out is we run through a couple of things. We ran through an irrigation line and we started hitting the utilities that we knew we were going to hit. No way really around it though. The septic system has to go where it has to go. However, due to our preparation, we already had the electrician lined up to be there just after with the install. As you can see here, that black poly pipe there on the right side, that's your irrigation. And if you focus in on the center screen there, you're going to see some more of the irrigation. You had two different pipes. One's feeding the irrigation, one's actually part of the zones. There's a white pipe center screen. And then just ahead of that, you'll see the wires. All of that mangled, but we knew it. We're prepared to make those fixes. That trench that you're seeing there, that is a trench that we dug. That's not part of the septic. That is a trench that we've dug to bring those electric wires in that irrigation around the septic system. So we already knew that was going to happen, and we're going to be making those fixes as we go through this thing. It's not to say that you can prepare for everything, because a lot of things, like I said, you just don't know that they're going to be there. There's no way to know. So some things you just have to be able to fix on the fly. But anything that you can know about ahead of time, like these items here, you can have a plan on how to fix them. Like we knew we were going to bring those wires around the septic, and we had an electrician lined up to do that. The irrigation, we knew how we were going to deal with that. So it's much more comforting both for us and for the owner, whoever we're working for, to know that we have a plan and how we're going to deal with these items. And it ensures that we stay on our timeline and we don't have a yard dug up, for several days while we're trying to figure out how to deal with something. It's one of the big keys in how we're able to accomplish a job in a single day. So here you'll see a pre-treatment unit. You have a blower pump there, center screen. And we'll focus in on the media, the plastic blue media inside the septic tank. That's where the bugs grow and the oxygen is blown in to help them grow. That's your pre-treatment unit. That allows this owner to place his septic system within 100 feet of existing wells, but it has to be further than 50 feet. Also allows him to be within 1,000 feet of the Chesapeake tidal bays or tidal wetlands. And that is how he's able to get his septic system in the front yard. So that was some of the preparation we put into this in the front end on the design phase. We worked with our engineer to do a lot of that on the front end. Here's an overhead view. You can kind of see how things are going in. Not a whole lot of space here. We have fairly large septic systems, sand line septic systems, so we have to dig out fairly deep. And guess where his existing septic system is? That's right, you nailed it. It's right in the same area. However, the new system's much bigger, so most of it's not going to be on top of the old one. However, due to a lot of preparation we did on the front end, we knew exactly where the old one was, so most of the new system will straddle the trenches of the old system. So the new system isn't even going to be impacted much by the old system. Comes to a lot of preparation, guys. Even before the designing was happening, we kind of knew where that old system was, and we knew we'd be able to get a system in here that wouldn't be impacted by it too much. And as we're getting those easy flow bundles on that fresh sand here, closing this job out, it all comes down to that preparation. We have crews out several times before the job starts. I myself and going out to the job several times before the job starts, sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It just depends on how complex the job is. It comes down to that preparation. I've heard where some installers, they've never seen the job until the day they show up. Well, it's no wonder that things, delays happen or the installs take so long. With us, we do all that stuff on the front end. That way when we show up on a day like this, we're gonna get done the same day. That way our clients, they see everything happen and it all comes to a close on the same day, saving you time, problems, and money.
So as you can see, that was a wild ride as far as a septic installation. We made it all happen in the same day. It's an incredible balancing act to be able to deal with these kinds of situations in a manner that keeps everyone happy. And that's why so many other companies take many days to get a job like this done. We make it so that our clients don't have to deal with that. We do all of our homework up front. We're always trying to save you time, problems, and money. Thank you for your interest in the video. Please share it, comment on it. Please help support us in any way you can. And I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for watching.